There are some mysteries that time refuses to bury, some cases that whisper through the decades, their echoes growing louder, more urgent as the years pass. This is one of them. A cold winter's day in 1957, a quiet stretch of road just outside Philadelphia, and a discovery so haunting that it would remain unsolved for more than 60 years. Inside that box lay the small, lifeless body of a boy, his identity unknown, his past a mystery, his future stolen. Who was he? How did he die? And why did no one come forward to claim him? February 25th, 1957, Fox Chase, Philadelphia. The day had started like any other for a young college student. A hunter searching for small game in the dense underbrush near Susquehanna Road. But what he found would haunt him for the rest of his life. He was scanning the area for rabbits when something caught his eye. A large, discarded box lying in the brush. Ordinary at first glance, until he stepped closer. Inside, wrapped in a worn-out plaid blanket, was the small body of a boy, naked, frail, lifeless. His eyes were closed as if he were merely sleeping. But the deep bruises on his skin told a different story. Authorities were called to the scene. What they found only deepened the mystery. The boy was malnourished, weighing no more than 30 pounds. His ribs were visible beneath his pale skin. His hair had been cut recently, hastily, unevenly, as if someone had tried to change his appearance at the last moment. Most chilling of all, the skin on his hands and feet was wrinkled, as though he had been in water for an extended period before being placed in the box. The boy had no name, no known family, no witnesses. The case that should have been solved quickly instead became one of America's greatest mysteries. The investigation begins. Philadelphia's top detectives were brought in. They searched missing persons reports, orphanages, hospitals, but nothing matched the boy's description. It was as if he had never existed. They combed through every lead. They fingerprinted him. They checked his dental records, but time and time again, the answer was the same: nothing. Former detective, we did everything. We ran his fingerprints. We checked every missing child report in the country. And still, no one came forward to claim this little boy. It was heartbreaking. With no identity to work from, investigators turned to the crime scene itself, hoping it held the key to unlocking the truth. But there were no signs of a struggle, no footprints leading in or out. The boy had been placed there deliberately. The evidence suggested that someone had carefully wrapped the child in a blanket, placed him in the box, and abandoned him in the dead of night. The detectives were left with a burning question: why? The case had hit a dead end. No missing person reports, no matching fingerprints, no leads. But police weren't giving up. If they couldn't identify the boy, maybe they could identify the person who put him there. Investigators turned to theories, each more disturbing than the last. Less than 2 miles from where the body was found stood a foster home, a large, aging property, home to dozens of children over the years. And according to one investigator, a critical clue linked this house to the crime. A witness claimed to have seen a bassinet drying on a clothesline at the foster home, a bassinet almost identical to the one the boy had been found in. A witness said, "It was strange. It looked like a crib just out there. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now I wonder, could the boy have been a foster child? Had he died accidentally, only to be discarded in fear of authorities?" But without concrete evidence, the foster home connection remained just that, a theory. Another possibility haunted detectives. What if the boy had never been reported missing because he had never officially existed? In the 1950s, illegal adoptions and child trafficking were not unheard of. Could Joseph have been sold into an underground network, and when something went wrong, simply discarded? If this was the case, finding his real parents would be nearly impossible. No records, no paper trail, just another lost child. Some believe the scars on Joseph's body weren't just from neglect, but from something far more sinister. Could he have been part of a secret medical experiment? A child subjected to treatments that the world was never meant to know about? This theory, like so many others, remains unproven. But the scars he carried tell a story, one we may never fully understand. For decades, the boy in the box was just that, an unknown child, a nameless victim. But the 21st century brought with it something that 1957 never could have imagined. In 2022, after more than 65 years of mystery, forensic genealogy finally cracked the case wide open. His name was Joseph Augustus Zarelli. DNA testing linked him to a prominent Philadelphia family, but the revelation only led to more questions than answers. His parents are known. Some relatives are still alive, but they have refused to cooperate. We are still searching for the truth. His family exists. They could tell us what happened, but for some reason, they remain silent. Why? Are they protecting a dark family secret? Or is the truth even worse than we imagined? Joseph Augustus Zarelli was not just the boy in the box. He was a son, a child, a human being whose story was stolen from him. But even with his name restored, the mystery remains. Who killed him? Why was he abandoned? And what secrets are still buried with the people who refuse to speak? Do you think this case will ever be solved? This case is still open, and we need your help. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, and most importantly, never stop searching for the truth. This is only one of America's greatest mysteries. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into true crime's darkest secrets.